Hey everybody, today we're working on making these beautiful color shifting Lotus votive candle holders. These are simple and easy to make with just some mica powder, some resin, and some simple molds you can get from Amazon. Makes a great addition to your house, any color you want to match any decor or any color scheme that you have. So we're making these today, so stick with us as we resin together. Hey everybody, so we're getting started on these Lotus candle holders for votives. Here's the molds. I've painted this one. We're painting chameleon powder resin, or chameleon powder mica powder on the inside. Here's what the mold looks like. What I've done is turned it inside out so that I can paint the inside just a normal little paintbrush. I buy these from Amazon. They're pretty cheap, so they can be disposable. So I'm just going to take my mica powder, move that out of the way so we don't get stains or problems, and just get some of my brush and literally just start painting. I'll make sure you get down here in all the nooks and crannies, get good coverage, but you don't want to cake it on too much. You want it just to be a nice thin coat. If you get it too thick, then when the resin pours in, it will actually kind of roll off or come off in chunks and float in the resin, and that's not what we want. We want it to be like a glaze almost on the outside to color the resin. This color changing resin, our color changing mica powder, is going to look really good. So let me paint this for a little bit. We'll do some video magic and speed things up, but we're not going to show the whole thing because that could get really boring, but we'll do a little bit and then we'll be back once this is done. Okay, so there we go. We've got the whole outside done, and now for the inside, got stuff all over me. For the inside, we're just gonna kind of take the brush and swirl it in the inside and kind of use the side of the brush to kind of paint up the sides here. I don't know if you can really see like that. This is why I use these cheaper disposable brushes, because sweeping the side like this is not really good for the bristles, but I think I pay a couple dollars for like 50 of them, so I'm not gonna cry over that. So let's finish this up. All right, there we go. We got that done. Now I'm gonna put on some gloves so that I can turn this inside out. It's not that I'm worried about getting the mica powder on my fingers. It's actually that the oils and items from your fingers will actually pull the mica powder off your mold if you're not careful. So this kind of gives me a little bit of a slippery surface to hopefully not mess it up too much. Try not to slide your fingers, try to just push and pull without making as much sliding motion, because that definitely will take the mica powder off. So there we go. We have 2 molds ready to go. Now what I'm using today is the Let's Resin chameleon powder. This one is the dark magenta, and then this one is the deep blue. I think both of those look real pretty. So let me mix up my resin and then we will pour and be ready for the next step. Alright, so we've mixed up our resin. I let it sit for a good 20 minutes to get all the bubbles out. That's the great part about this thin 3-part 3-to-1 resin, is that it can sit for a while, so you have plenty of time to get the bubbles out. Especially for something like this, we don't want the texture to be marred by bubbles, so we let it do that. So now we are going to pour our resin. I hope I've mixed up enough. I was in too big of a hurry and I forgot to measure how much resin each one of these takes. So I may not have mixed up enough resin, and if I didn't, I'll just mix up more. It'll be fine. Just gonna pour nice and easy. You don't want to go too fast, because this doesn't have a very big opening, first of all. And you want to give plenty of room and time for the resin to fill in all the gaps down into the little lotus petals, or else you'll trap air inside the very tips, and we definitely don't want that. So just gonna pour nice and slow. Unfortunately, with the petals painted, I can't really see how we're doing as far as getting it filled up, so that's the other reason to go very slow, because you will definitely overflow this very quickly if you're not careful. There we go. Woo. Perfect. So I think I'm going to have enough resin. Let's do the second one. There we go. Right up to the top. Alright, so a little bit extra resin, but that's okay. We will be back in a couple days when these cure to see how they turn out. Alright, it's been 3 days. Our molds are all cured and ready to go. So let's start unmolding them. We'll start with the dark magenta. That's the more pink one. Hopefully these come out good. There we go. Ooh. That's looking nice so far. Get it over the petals. Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty. There we go. There. Oh, that's beautiful there. Very nice. That turned out very good. And then finally the deep blue. This deep blue. Definitely see the color shift of the blue. Those turned out very, very nice. I am very happy with that. The color shift is pretty. I don't know if you can see it's just translucent through here, but that's fine. Nice color. And it's really only translucent when the light shines through it, so it's no big deal. But those turned out beautiful. Let me grab a couple of flameless candles and we'll put them in there and we'll see how they look. I'll be right back. Okay, well I don't have any of the ones that flicker, but these are the ones that are just constantly on, but it makes a nice little light on the inside there. I think those look really pretty, do well. So if you want to make these at home, I think they're very easy. The molds are inexpensive. I'll make sure to put a link to those on the posting so that you can see where to get those from Amazon. Very inexpensive, easy to do. Most of all, I want to thank you for joining us today as we make these easy project, and I hope you'll try it at home. Thanks for joining us as we resin together.